Hey, this is Tom Elliott with Grabien, and I'm about to show you our newest tool, which is built specifically for talk radio producers. I'm super excited about it. It's a huge time saver, probably the biggest time saver since we put out the Clipper tool. Speaking personally, just very briefly, I have spent in the past about 8 hours a day putting together a sound packet for a daily radio show. After Grabien, I was able to cut that time down to about an hour and a half per day at most. Thanks to this new tool, I've been putting together sound packets in a half hour, no joke. Okay, so I am going to show you now how this thing works. The first thing to do is to find some clips that you want to use on your show. I'm just going to quickly scroll through and just grab something at random. Here's a Conan joke last night. I would go into the Clipper to just make sure that it's edited in the way that I want it to sound on the show. So click test.
Over the weekend, she went.
Okay, I don't need that, so I'll just start right here.
Over the weekend, she went to Iowa. That's what you're saying, because that means that they think it means it's time she's running. Over the weekend in Iowa, Hillary Clinton told the crowd, "I'm back." Yeah. Out of habit, Bill Clinton grabbed his shoes and jumped out the nearest window.
Okay, so say that I don't want to keep all of this applause and laughter on at the end. I'm just going to hit the end point right there. And this is obviously an MP4. I'm going to change that to an MP3 because I'm producing a radio show. Then click request. Now I am going to find another clip to use. Back into choice cuts, find something good. Let's see, say I want to grab something from this press conference yesterday with Josh Earnest about the president's strategy to defeat ISIS. Again, I'm going back into the Clipper tool. I posted this clip so I remember that it ends with an interesting exchange. So say I just want this last question from Jim Acosta and the response from Josh Earnest. I'm going to update the transcript to reflect exactly the clip that I'm creating. And now I'm just going to take a guess about where this exchange begins.
But as it relates to the specific plans the president is reviewing, I don't have additional insight to share with you about them today.
Raid or destroy ISIS.
Okay, so Jim Acosta begins speaking here. Test it.
Raid or destroy ISIS. That should mean take out their leadership. Isn't that right?
Well, depriving these organizations of leaders either on the battlefield or in command and control centers certainly would have the effect of degrading and possibly ultimately destroying them. But I don't want to get ahead of any decision-making at the presidential level that still needs to be done.
Okay, so that sounded great to me. So now I am going to again convert it to MP3, click request, and just for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm only going to grab 2 clips because I don't want this to drag on too long. So now I would go into my eLocker, which is where edited clips show up. You go into My Clips, and you can click this just to bring the freshest content to the top. And already here are the 2 clips that we just created. And now here is the new feature. It's called the Daily Sound Packet. So say that I'd like to use these 2 clips for the show that I am producing today. I will now go to the Daily Sound Packet after having dragged those 2 files into this playlist. And I can change the order. So say I want the Josh Earnest clip first and Conan second. Once you've arranged all the clips in the order that you'd like, click Download. Now you'll be taken to a screen where you can choose the settings for your sound sheet, which is automatically generated during this process. So once it's set to the font and the size that you'd like, click Create. Now what's great about this tool is if you work on a show that uses a ton of sound every day, but you don't always use all of the clips that you've prepared, and sometimes you hold those clips over for the following show, you know that you have to re-tag the clips that morning, and that's when problems can get introduced. Sometimes you make a mistake, and if the clip has the wrong tag on it, it gets played in the wrong order, and this way all of the file names are automatically generated during this process, so there's no opportunity for mistakes. So not only is this a lot faster, it also helps prevent mistakes in the production of the show. So there are the 2 clips that I just created, and now there's also this sound sheet. Now this layout I've found to be the most useful for hosts. It shows who the people are who are speaking in the clip. It shows the length of the clip. It has the transcript, so a host can quickly scan the sheet, see exactly what they want to play on the air, refer to the cut number. If you, the producer, want to write a note about the clip, you can say something like, must use, or whatever you want to put. This spot is already built into the sound sheet, so you can add some commentary just to give some direction to the host. So there it is. We've got all the clips we created. We've got a sound sheet, and that was done in minutes. And if I had done that the traditional way, by rolling on the sound, by putting it into an audio editor, by clipping things up, by transcribing those clips, by writing up a sound sheet, it probably would have taken an hour just for those 2 cuts. And I just did that in a couple minutes. Extrapolate out from that, you can see how you can put together a 20 or 30 clip sound packet in less than a half hour. And one more cool thing about this is that if you work on a show with a couple producers and you have to transfer files back and forth between, perhaps the guy that creates the clips and the board op who actually uses them, you can just have a joint account, and the board op can log into your account. He can go into the e-locker, he can go into the daily sound packet, he can click download, and he'll have access to all of the files that you've created as soon as you just let him know that they're ready to go. And that way everybody is synced up. You don't have to worry about emailing clips. It's way faster, way more efficient, and way more effective at eliminating mistakes. That is our new daily sound packet tool. Hope you guys love it, and feel free to give me feedback. Thanks for watching, and happy clipping.